Good day, everyone. I'm excited to welcome you to our presentation titled Comprehensive Guide to Functional Behavior Assessment. Today, we'll be diving into understanding, analyzing, and effectively intervening to address challenging behaviors. This guide will equip you with the essential tools and knowledge to make meaningful changes and support positive outcomes. Let's get started. A functional behavior assessment, or FBA, is a structured process designed to uncover the reasons behind challenging behaviors. Instead of just looking at what the behavior is, it focuses on exploring how the behavior relates to what's happening around the individual. By understanding the connection between the environment and the behavior, we can identify the function or purpose that the behavior serves. The ultimate goal of the FBA is to use this insight to create tailored interventions that target the root causes, ensuring that we address the underlying issues rather than just managing the surface behaviors. This approach leads to more effective and lasting solutions. When conducting a functional behavior assessment, the first crucial step is to define the problem behavior clearly and precisely. This means describing exactly what the behavior looks like, so everyone understands what we're addressing. Next, we collect detailed data on how often the behavior occurs, how intense it is, and the context in which it happens. This helps us get a full picture of the behavior in different situations. Then, we focus on identifying antecedents and consequences. Antecedents are the triggers that happen right before the behavior, and consequences are what follow it. Understanding these helps us see what might be encouraging the behavior. After that, we formulate hypotheses about why the behavior is happening, what function or purpose it might serve for the individual. Finally, we test these hypotheses through direct observation or by making controlled changes to see how the behavior responds. This step ensures our understanding is accurate and informs effective intervention strategies. When conducting a functional behavior assessment, there are several key methods for collecting data that help us understand why behavior is occurring. First, we have direct observation with ABC data recording. This involves watching the behavior as it happens and noting the antecedent, the behavior itself, and the consequence. By capturing these events in real time, we get a clear picture of what triggers a behavior and what might be maintaining it. Next, interviews with knowledgeable individuals play a crucial role. Talking with caregivers, teachers, or anyone familiar with the person's behavior gives us valuable insights and context that might not be obvious through observation alone. We also use checklists and rating scales. These tools help us consistently assess behavior patterns over time, making it easier to track changes and identify trends. Finally, the functional analysis approach involves systematically manipulating antecedents and consequences to confirm the function of the behavior. This method allows us to directly test hypotheses about why a behavior occurs, which is essential for developing effective interventions. Each of these methods contributes to a thorough and comprehensive assessment process. When analyzing data from a functional behavior assessment, the goal is to look closely at the patterns that emerge between what happens right before behavior and what follows it. This helps us understand the reasons behind the behavior. Commonly, we develop hypotheses about the function of the behavior, which often fall into four categories. These include behaviors aimed at getting attention from others, escaping or avoiding certain tasks or situations, obtaining tangible items or preferred activities, and behaviors maintained by sensory stimulation or automatic reinforcement. For example, if a behavior appears to be motivated by seeking attention, we can explore that as a potential explanation. Similarly, some behaviors may serve the purpose of helping an individual avoid or get away from demands they find unpleasant. Forming these hypotheses is crucial because they guide us in creating effective, individualized interventions that address the specific function driving the behavior. This targeted approach increases the likelihood of successful behavior change. When planning interventions based on the findings from a functional behavior assessment, we start by modifying antecedents. This means changing the situations or triggers that lead to problem behavior, so we can prevent it from occurring in the first place. Next, we focus on teaching alternative behaviors. These are appropriate actions that serve the same purpose as the problem behavior, allowing the individual to meet their needs in a positive way. Then, we adjust the consequences by reinforcing the positive behaviors and reducing any reinforcement that might be maintaining the problem behavior. Finally, It's crucial to continuously monitor the intervention's effectiveness and make adjustments as needed, ensuring that the plan remains successful and adaptive over time. Here we have two case examples that really highlight how functional behavior assessment can guide effective interventions. In the first example, a student was showing aggressive behavior during math class. The FBA revealed that the aggression was a way for the student to escape difficult tasks. So, the intervention focused on giving the student breaks as an alternative, adjusting the difficulty of the tasks, and providing reinforcement when the student stayed on task. This approach led to a significant decrease in aggressive behavior. In the second example, a child frequently called out in class to seek attention. The FBA showed that the child's behavior was motivated by a desire for attention. The intervention taught the child to raise their hand and made sure that attention was only given when appropriate. This strategy resulted in improved classroom behavior and fewer disruptions, showing how understanding the function behind behavior really makes a difference.